What's up guys, Andreas here with Steps for Improvement and welcome to snowy Sweden. I gotta get into the car because my camera is not waterproof. Welcome to today's video. In this video, I thought I'd talk about the power of morning routines and evening routines. You know, I was recently listening to a podcast by Cruz and Medicinals, and Brennan, he's a good guy on that podcast, and he was talking, you know, about how important is how much better the world would be if everyone would have such a routine. And can you tell the difference between the background in this video and the last video? Man, it's a snowy Sweden, so you know, I'm back in Sweden now getting some work done. Got it from this video now, but soon enough I will be heading off to an even warmer country, which is something that I'm very excited for. Anyways, let's cut to the chase. Have you ever had a morning routine or an evening routine that has helped you start your mornings or end your days off? Now listen, I'm a firm believer that in order to have a very productive day, you need to have some sort of morning routine or something that gets you started in the morning. And to be honest, man, I have not had that for a long time. And ever since I listened to that podcast, I got inspired to actually try it out and to implement it more into my life. Alright, so how do you start your day off? Like for me, a good day for me starts off when I wake up pretty early in the morning. I'd say around 7 to 8 is good. 6 might be even better. But what I do after that is I grab a cold glass of water, which is something that I've done consistently throughout the years. That really, you know, hydrates me. I put a little pinch of salt in my water because recently I've learned the power of salt and how important it is because it helps you hydrate. It helps you your body absorb all the minerals. And like Brendan from Santa Cruz Medicinals said, there were wars that were fought over salt. You know, salt is not just something that you put on your food for seasoning. And for me, a big breakfast, a good breakfast, that's what I need in my morning routine. That's what helps me. That's what powers me throughout my day. You know, that's what really motivates me in the morning to do a lot of work, whatever it may be. Really motivates me to hit the gym, which is something that's important afterwards as well. And yeah, man, think about this. If you wouldn't have this morning routine and if you just get up, you know, late, which is something that I've done, you know, periodically or quite a few times sometimes. Think about the contrast, you know. You have such a more sluggish morning and such a more slow morning, and you never really feel like you started your day off right. You're always feeling a bit sluggish, you're always feeling a bit downright tired. And yeah, there's a huge difference if you've ever tried to have a good morning routine versus actually not having one and you actually getting up late and pretty much starting your day off on the wrong foot. Another important part of my morning routine, my new morning routine, is that I stretch, and specifically I use red mini bands, do some dynamic stretching. Really helps my body out. You know, find something that works for you. Alright guys, I found a nice place to finish off filming the video. It's by the lake here in Uppsala. It's just beautiful here with the snow and the trees and the frozen water. Usually there's a lot of boats here, but now there's nothing. Let's continue the video. Anyways, I think that's a good morning routine. You know, that's what usually works. That's what has worked for me. But you know, there's small little things that you can implement to improve it. You know, adjust it to your morning routine, your life as well. Like maybe you want to do intermittent fasting instead of eating a huge breakfast, which I know works for some people. It does not work for me because I feel like I need to eat food, a big breakfast. You know, I'm trying to bulk up now as well. So that's something that's helping me. But what about your evening routine? You know, honestly, it's probably equally important to the morning routine because think about it, if you don't have a proper evening routine, how are you gonna have a good morning routine, right? To probably have a good morning routine, you need to have had a good amount of sleep. It certainly is helpful to have an evening routine. You know, things, little rituals that you do before you hit the bed, so you make sure that you get that sleep. You get that 7-8 hours, however many hours you need, because sleep is important. That's when we make testosterone, that's when we develop our muscles, you know, the gains from the gym. That's when we recover. So first of all, one of the most important things is to limit the amount of blue light that you're exposed to, you know. And most oftentimes that comes from this little fucking device right here, your phone. You know, most people, don't lie, you probably do this, I do this. You use your phone right before you go to bed, and that's a problem, man, because you increase the exposure of blue light, which fucks up your sleep routine. It makes it harder for you to sleep, and it can't be good with all that toxic blue light coming into your eyes right before you go to bed. And honestly, think about it, how good is it to be on your phone the whole time, you know, not to be connected to the real world? you know, put your phone away for at least an hour before you go to bed, at least 2 hours before you go to bed. That'll ensure that you won't get all that blue light. You know, it'll be easier for you to sleep. And I've also heard that it's good to not eat 1-2 hours before you go to bed. I usually do eat before I go to bed sometimes, but it works for me. It might not work for you, it might work for you, so test it out yourself. Also, limit the amount of exposure you have to light. You know, our eyes interpret when it's time to go to bed and when it's actually not time to be, you know, in bed, and when it's time to be awake. So if you have all different lightings like around you, you know, it's gonna be harder to fall asleep. So if you dim down the lights, you put on some other kind of light, like an orange kind of light, which kind of mimics, you know, fire. Fix your light before you go to bed. You know, you don't want to be exposed to too much light, especially that blue light. Let me set this camera down here. It might be a pretty nice tripod view. And a big important thing that I used to do a lot before, which for some reason I haven't done a lot lately, like these last 2-3 years, I don't know why, but it's something I'm gonna start doing again, which I think is a good part of my evening routine, is to say like 5 things that I'm grateful for in life. You know, because it constantly reminds you to appreciate what you have and not to like want bullshit things, and not to fall victim to hedonic adaptation where you really want to get one thing and then like once you get it, you want the next big thing, if that makes sense. And you know, just saying five things you're grateful for, just a great reminder to appreciate the things you already have in life. You know, you probably have already, you do have a lot of things that you can appreciate. Like a person with the bare minimum things, a homeless person can appreciate what they have. You know, they're alive. They're right here. You know, they're not dead. They might have, you know, just appreciate the simple things in life, like a roof over your head. You know, you have nice food, you have warm clothes to keep you warm, like in this winter. It's cold as fuck here. Another thing you can do right before you go to bed is think about how you handle different situations during the day. So if maybe you had a situation where you became all negative, you know, you got pissed off about something, think about it. Did I handle the situation the best way that I possibly could? Did I let the situation get to me and to my emotions, or did I act to it logically? Is this really such a big deal, big thing to worry about? It's probably not. Anyways, that's gonna be all for today's video. So start trying out morning routines and evening routines, and you'll see the power in them. That's something I started to do, like literally done today, which is something that I'm gonna be continuing doing. Anyway guys, I'm gonna be wrapping up this video right here. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe because I upload new videos every single Friday. And make sure to follow me on Instagram as well. And with that all out of the way, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.